another. China state media saying the country has abolished its one-child policy, which has been in effect now for 30 years. The move coming in an effort for the country to lift growth. Michael, will this be enough to stimulate the slowing economy that we've seen in China? Big news this morning.
Now, this is going to be a good step. It's one that's been telegraphed. They've been easing it out. We were talking about it during the break. The thing to remember is right now, China's getting a rally. It's well off the lows, still well off the highs. It's somewhere in the middle now, but people are coming back around. The thing to remember is everything coming out of this 13th five-year plan, including this issue, yes, good long term. It's going to help the consumption part of GDP grow in China. It's going to take time. It's not happening tomorrow. This is a long-term view. Long-term, I could say, I like the Chinese consumer in the 5 to 10 year time frame. That doesn't mean I run out and buy those stocks right now.
I might disagree with you there, Michael.
Good.
I think it is a long-term view. You're right. It is going to take some time to play out, obviously, but markets move on expectations, right? And what just happened is that all of a sudden we went from a 5-year plan that says we want to keep our population below a certain quota, if you will, and now you can price in the expectations that eventually longer-term growth will be better because of that. So I think stocks do move on that expectation.
Interesting.
But
sure.
We'll have to check the headlines, and I think the other headline was that China did cut their growth objective, actually, from 7% to 6.5%. So that, I think, is converging with market expectations.
Well,
right?
this is just an exclamation point on the fact that this is a country and an economy controlled by a communist government. I mean, can you imagine in any of the developed nations where they had a policy until now that you could have one child? It's insane.
Sure, it is insane, but it's a step in the right direction. And you could call it a communist government, Dagen. It is.
It is.
But they're showing.
As opposed to what?
I'm not going there.
By the way, on what this will do to population numbers, specifically, about 30% of the population is now over the age of 50. A demographic time bomb, some are calling it. This is a BBC article this morning. So this just changes everything.
And that's the reason why they're relaxing this, right? Actually, if we look around the world, we have the same issue, right? We have it in the U.S., we have it in Europe, we have it in Japan, and now we have it in China. So it's a world that is aging, and that actually doesn't bode well for economic growth. It also means that rates are not going to be as high as they were in prior years.
All right.